I mean, yeah, it's been a crazy season so far, being in these close games, but, we would all agree, more victory, we can't stand for it no more, so, just being these moments all the time, we know we've been emphasizing it all week, every day, focus on the second half, because we can't start out, just fall off like that. So I just say, credit to our staff, preparing us for this moment.
Jalen, can you take us through your mindset? It seems like whenever the team needs a big shot, you just have ice in your veins. You pull up no matter who's in front of you. Can you talk us through your mindset?
Yeah, definitely, just credit to the staff. I've been struggling these past few games, offensively. So, credit for them to believe in me, keeping my confidence up, to take those shots wide open and, keeping my confidence going.
What does it mean to finally get over a hump like that tonight, like you guys did?
I feel like it means a lot to us. I think it kind of reassures us that what we're doing is good and is right. We just gotta stay consistent and not get too high or too low, no matter what the circumstance is.
Cade, you could see Langston was giving you guys a strong message going into halftime. What has his leadership, meant to this team?
It means a lot. A lot of us look up to Langston on and off the court. As a man, he's a great guy, and then as a basketball player, he's same, just a huge piece for our team, and his leadership goes a long way. I think we all take what he says and try and apply it to what we're doing. His voice means a lot in our hopes.
Jalen, did you take it personal, just the way you kind of felt like you didn't step up in the last couple of games and feel like you needed to reassert yourself?
Yeah, for sure. And, just, putting me in those positions to, in my sweet spots for sure. Coach going to call a great play. He's going to, call good action. So, credit to them. And obviously, just like having that mindset, like, if we got nothing going, obviously I got to do something to help our team be successful.
What was successful for you guys defensively in the first half? I think they had 33% shooting in the first half.
Yeah, I think the coaches' plans and preparing us for the game, I think they prepared us very well. And we like to switch defenses a lot, especially I felt like in the first half we did it more than in the second half. Just kind of throwing them off a little bit. I think that helped us get into a good rhythm.
Anything else for?
Cade, you had 5 guys in double figures in this game. What's helped you guys just become so balanced and cohesive within the system you guys run?
Yeah, I think we all kind of understand what our roles are, and I think we all embrace our roles. And I think a big thing for us is we celebrate each other's success. So I think that's kind of given to the fact that how balanced we are. Yeah.
What was the celebration like in the locker room?
They still celebrating right now, but just and that feeling. Coach has been emphasizing this feeling for a while now. Just that joy of happiness, seeing the smile on everyone's face. Just being through these tough times. So it's probably good to be on that that other side of the court. Just smiling.
For either of you guys, did you feel like this was going to be one of those games where the three would really be hitting?
Not necessarily.
Right away, where it started falling.
Not necessarily. I kind of went into the game thinking solely about defense. I felt like that was where I was going to help my team the most tonight. So that's what I was thinking about going into the game.
What was the message in those last couple of minutes as they started to tighten it up and things were getting a little hairy there for a little bit?
Stay together. This like how Lang said. Second half. We always gotta lock in. Stay together through these moments. Because obviously they're a good team, ranked team. Credit to them. They're gonna make a run. So just staying composed in those moments.
Anything else for the players? All right. Thanks, guys. Coach Niko Medved. Coach will start with a statement, then we'll open it to questions. Coach?
What a game, what a performance by our guys. You keep getting asked, Coach, you've had so many close games, and what's the mood of the team? How are they handling it? And I keep telling you all that they just keep coming back every day, ready to battle. And they've been so close in these games, and just to come back again, ready to fight. And they earned this one tonight. I thought we led wire to wire. I thought we were the better team. That's an unbelievable program. We knew it was going to take our A game. They made that furious comeback, at the end, but we did just enough here tonight to get the job done.
Coach, I see you don't have your quarter zip on. How was that Gatorade match?
Just a little. Well, it wasn't Gatorade, thank goodness. It was just water. So, but one of the best ones I've had, I'll tell you that. So, just really, really, really proud of the guys.
What does a win like this mean after the stretch that you guys have just gone through?
It's a great life lesson. We've got unbelievably high character guys. I just keep telling him, you can't get tired of doing the right thing. You can't get tired of getting better. There's proof that the process works. And it's up to that. They buy in. And again, they had a great spirit about them coming back, and we responded in practice, and we were ready to fight tonight. And they've been ready to fight, every night. But it means a ton. I mean, it's crazy. 3 ranked wins. Again, Coach Izzo, I have as much respect for him as anyone in the country. He's one of the best, if not the best, to ever do it. So to have an opportunity to be a team like that is really cool for our program.
You talked yesterday about Jalen putting a lot on his shoulders for how things went in Penn State. What did you see in him to bounce back tonight?
It's just he's such a special guy. And I got on him pretty hard after the Penn State game. And it was funny as I watched the game, and I'm like, maybe I was even too hard on him. Maybe he wasn't, as bad as I thought. So I went to him the next day, and I got some like Croc, and I know I got after you pretty good, and he's like, Coach, man, I was awful. Like I needed that, and I said, you got to hold yourself to your highest standard. That's what it's about. And what does he do? He responds, and it's funny. Like you want to be a great player. You don't blame, you don't pout, you accept coaching, you want people to tell you the truth, and you just respond and get better. And all the great ones I've ever been around, that's what they do, and he's no different. And you look at him in the huddles tonight, he's saying all the right things, he's just battling every possession tooth and nail, and he's just really turning into a great leader for us.
Michigan State, the 8 of 24 shooting in the first half. What did you think of the way you were able to set the tone on that end right away?
I thought it was great. I mean, when you play them, you've got to get back in transition. You got to find a way to end possessions. I thought we did that really well in the first half. I thought we made them score in the half court. Both our man and our zone were effective. We were able to guard the lane pretty well. Did a great job defending the post and not allowing them to get it in. I thought both Croc and Grayson and Cade did a great job of keeping it out, pressuring the high-low. Did a good job guarding the dribble for most of the game. And then, we kept them off the glass. It's hard to do for 40 minutes. But, all in all, I thought we did a great job.
Niko against such a strong defensive team, I guess. How proud are you of that offensive performance, just in terms of discipline and the shooting?
It was great. I mean, we only turned it over 6 times. I thought we did a great job of being patient when we had to, and keep getting to the next action. Guys did a great job of being unselfish. We had opportunities to drive and kick it. Obviously, we made shots tonight, but you're gonna have to make shots. And then I was really proud of Langston tonight. He couldn't really get it going offensively early, but I thought that stretch in the second half, he really got going offensively, and he was able to attack the rim. He got fouled, made a couple of key baskets, and he also created a lot of shots, for us tonight. So, to shoot, whatever, what did we shoot for the game? I mean, gosh, 47%, 52% in the second half. That's really hard to do against Michigan State, so give our guys a lot of credit.
Anything else from Coach?
Niko, we saw some actions from Jeremy Fears again, kind of continuation of the Michigan game. How do you look at some of the things he was doing and some of the calls that were able to get, some of the calls you didn't?
I'll say this. I mean, he's taken a lot of heat and all that. He's a great player, and Coach Gates on our staff's coached his brother, knows the family. I know he's a great kid. He's a competitor. That's who he is. Yeah, he gets a little carried away, and we saw that on film, and I thought they did the right thing that way. But he's a great player. I mean, he's a guy you'd love to have on your team. But we also, there's a time you can't do what he did, and I guarantee you he knows that. But he's a great player.
You mentioned switching up defenses a little bit, going between man and zone. What do you think's been the benefit of that, and how helpful has it been to kind of mix the looks for the opponent a little bit?
I think it's been good. I think we've worked at that a good bit. I think sometimes in games you just find something that keeps teams off balance. I really thought it did. Tonight. Sometimes, they're a hard team to defend. You got to defend so many ball screens and screening actions, and sometimes just mixing it up and keeping them off balance is good. The question a lot of times comes, can you rebound out of it? And we weren't perfect, but we were good enough.
How cathartic was that celebration in the locker room, just given what the 7-game losing streak was?
It's awesome, and I just, again, it's kind of why you coach. They probably get tired of me every day trying to preach to them, talking about life lessons and keep coming back. And all those things, and it will pay off, but they don't. They just keep coming back with a great spirit. So what you want for them is you want them to be rewarded, and what does that do? It creates belief. And I hope for us, this year that we're creating belief with those guys, and we're creating belief in our program that, hey, we're on the right track, we're doing the right things, our culture is good, and this is the way. If we keep staying with it and keep going, we can win this way. And it's there to credit to them for doing it, but sometimes you got to see it go your way too, and tonight they did.
Anything else for Coach?
You could see Langston was really firing the team up going into halftime. Just what has his vocal leadership brought to this team and helping them just keep pushing forward?
Yeah, I mean, he's such a huge key for us. I mean, when he's good, we're a different team, and sometimes it's hard. Like, when you're a player, it may not go your way. He was really good defensively, I thought, early, and he was really good defensively most of the game. Sometimes your offense doesn't go the way you want, and you get frustrated. Tonight he didn't. He just kept staying with it, and eventually, right, he got his offense going in the second half. But yeah, he was awesome, and when he's emotionally into it, he just brings our team so much energy on both ends of the floor.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks.